You know, these are just random thoughts. Here's the question you ask yourself. Okay? From 2003 to about 2015. It's about a rough number. No, let's go about 2005. The heavyweight division was owned by the Klitschko's. The Klitschko's had that shit sold up. Vlad had his portions. Vitaly had his portions. Nobody could penetrate that division. You know, a couple people had some layers of success, like Chris Bird and Lamont Brewster. You know, guys like that you know was able to upset those fighters for that time. It's another fighter in there that Ghanaian fighter. But anyway, those guys were able to do a certain amount, but for the most part, Klitschko's ran the division. And you know, it wasn't until Fury beat Vlad. Okay, that was a beginning and an end of an era, but it wasn't quite over. See, Fury started it, but I'm going to tell you who continued that legacy, continued that happening, that phenomenon, was Anthony Joshua. See, Shelley Finkel was bold enough to put Vladimir Klitschko in with an Anthony Joshua because he figured that Anthony Joshua, at his age, at his inexperienced level, you know, the small amount of fights that he had was not going to beat Vladimir Klitschko. So it was a good gamble. Okay? Unfortunately, they gambled wrong. 11 rounds later, Anthony Joshua beat the best portion of Vladimir Klitschko. Because I think Vladimir had Fury on his mind. He had a lot of energy towards Fury, and I think he redirected that when he fought Joshua. Sure, they don't fight alike. They fight nothing alike. But Vladimir was ready to fuck Fury up. And mind you, Fury would not have beat Vladimir Klitschko in a rematch. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have been able to do it. Because Vladimir has, and you, well, I say you could ask, or you could have asked Emmanuel Stewart about this. Emmanuel said, you know, Vladimir has a problem. He gets tentative, especially when he doesn't know what to do. You know, sometimes he does have problems putting punches together. It takes some type of motivation. I think he would have done that with Shannon Briggs if he would have fought him. I think he would have done that with Tyson Fury in a rematch. And he did that with Anthony Joshua. It's just Anthony Joshua showed, even at that age, even at that level, he showed his heart. And that's why it was one of the best fights of that year, 2017. That's why Anthony Joshua ascended to a level that other heavyweights weren't on. Because those other heavyweights, Tyson Fury had his opportunity to fight him in a rematch. He didn't do it. Okay? He crumbled mentally for whatever reason. Okay? Mental illness, I don't know. Okay? He was not available. He was not fit to fight. Therefore, he lost his belts. Okay? Lost those belts. He couldn't fight. So he possibly could have dodged an ass whooping, to be real with you guys. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, Vladimir Klitschko, I seen the interview before they fought when Tyson Fury failed his drug test for cocaine and all this other shit. You seen Vlad was focused, determined, ready to take Fury's head off. So Fury wasn't around. Shelly Finkel said that Deontay Wilder was still a baby. Come on now. That's his exact words. He's a baby in this game. He still has a lot to learn. We're not going to throw a young champion out there with the top. That's what he said. But he was willing to do that shit with Anthony Joshua. Oh, okay? So, the question is, guys, since Anthony Joshua did what Deontay Wilder wasn't ready to do, according to his team, attempted to do, didn't, then went on to unify. What do you think the heavyweight division would be like if there was no Anthony Joshua? Let that sink in. What would the heavyweight division be like if there was no Anthony Joshua? First of all, if there was no Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko would have beat whoever was in that slot. So he probably would have fought someone like Martin, right? So he would have beat Prince Martin. He would have knocked him out, regained the title. Shelly Finkel wouldn't have allowed Wilder to face Vlad because he didn't feel he was ready, right? And see, understand, Shelly Finkel never felt that Deontay Wilder was ready, to fight Vlad until Vlad gets knocked out. Vlad gets knocked out by Joshua, and then it's like, okay. Then he let him out in 18, or did he? That's what it appears to, because that's when Deontay talked the most in 2018. He didn't talk a lot in 17. He didn't have too much to say in 16. He didn't have that. This guy was the same guy that was accused of being a cherry picker because there were other heavyweight fighters out there that he did not fight. Okay? But if there was no Anthony Joshua, Fury's gone, right? Fury didn't come back until last year. So you got 17, then all of 18 down there until the ass end of 18, until December. Well, Fury did come back. He did come back. But if there was no Anthony Joshua, you would have 3 belts that are out there that would belong to whom? It couldn't have been Fury, right? Fury didn't collect them. He lost them all. And that had nothing to do with Joshua, right? So he lost them due to his own problems. Wilder, in other words, and on his side of the street, he beats the burn and obtained the WBC belt, the quote-unquote most prestigious belt. But then you still had the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF just sitting there, chilling. Right? So the question would be then, if Vlad would have beat Charles Martin for those belts, got those belts, the question would be, would he want to fight, would Fury want to fight Vladimir? See, Fury picked Wilder because it was really a cherry pick. He chose him. He called him out and then they took the bait. That's what happened. See, Team Wilder thought that Fury was a cherry pick. That's why they chose him. It was an easy mark. It was a nice name on the resume. An undefeated fighter. Same fighter that fought Vlad. Same Vlad that was the king for 9-10 years, right? That would have been good on Deontay Wilder's resume. But the fact of the matter was, Fury did not want to fight Vlad nor Joshua, because he wasn't trying to get back into the sport of boxing as long as Vladimir Klitschko was around, right? Think about it. He didn't want to get back into the sport of boxing if Vladimir Klitschko was that guy that he had to fight again when he took those belts, because he wasn't ready to fight, right? But he was ready to fight Deontay. Why do you think that is? Because like Fury said, Deontay Wilder is a one-trick pony, and I'd be damned if I'll get beat by anyone like that that's coming with one shot. Vladimir had 2 or 3 punches that he could knock you out with. Wilder only had one hand and one punch. So there, right? So really, who cherry-picked who? It was actually Fury cherry-picked Wilder. So again, if Anthony Joshua's not there, right, then somebody would have to fight for those belts. Somebody would have those belts, right? And then the question would be, it might be belts, that might be different weight, different belt holders. Because they all didn't just fall into the lap of someone, right? You got to fight for it. So Wilder has a WBC belt. Vlad would have beat somebody for the remainder of those belts, I'm sure. Well, you had Parker with the WBO, right? The heavyweight division wouldn't be shit without Joshua, because Joshua was the only one that unified those belts. And, mind you, they won't be anywhere money-wise, okay? Money-wise, all these damn heavyweights, when they go up against Joshua, they see the money that Joshua generates. Therefore, all of a sudden, they're asking for all this fucking just huge, enormous amount of money, right? Tremendous amount of money to fight Joshua, because they know he carries the fucking cash. They know this motherfucker's making 25 million pounds a fight, 18 million pounds a fight, 15 million pounds. See, now all of a sudden, all these other fighters are basing their value off him. If there was no Anthony Joshua, do you think these motherfuckers in the heavyweight division would even be getting that? No. They would be getting exactly what Deontay Wilder got his last fight when he fought Luis Ortiz. Okay? That's what it is. If it wasn't for Anthony Joshua, Joshua was the only one that set that standard of getting paid that amount of money. Come on. You got Joshua, you got Canelo. That's the 2 highest paid fighters. Joshua's a heavyweight, Canelo's a middleweight. Okay? Why do you think fighters go in there like Golovkin did and fights Canelo and then wants a whole bunch of money that he ain't never had in his fucking life? Why? Because he knows he can ask for it based on the other fighters' profits. That's what it is, people. These heavyweights are asking for all this damn money all of a sudden. If Joshua was a regular ass fighter and didn't make those numbers, right? It wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem at all. They wouldn't give a shit. Those fights, all of a sudden, the Joshua negotiations are so difficult because Team Joshua knows these motherfuckers are asking for money that they never made. This is highway robbery. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't right. Why would you want more money to fight me? I know I'm worth it, but why would you want to base your value off me? I'm the motherfucker that gets paid because I'm the person that normally gets paid because I've done things you guys have never done. You want something you never had, you got to do something you never done, right? They've never done that, but that doesn't stop them from wanting that amount of money because they knew, hey, this is the rich kid. This is the rich kid on the block, so we want more money from the rich kid on the fucking block. We ain't rich, but we want to know what it's like to be rich. That's where I'm coming from with this, guys. See, they want $15 million, $12 million fucking dollars to Deontay Wilder, and he calls it slave wages because this motherfucker thought that he was going to get money based off what? Just because you're a heavyweight and you got a fucking crackerjack box belt that motherfucking the sanctioning bodies are so crooked now, I don't even see why people want that belt. I'll say that for another video. But why would you think you should deserve that amount of money based on belts? Guess what, people? It's not about belts. It's not about belts at all. It's about money. Okay? It's about the money that Joshua creates with his name. If you talk about Joshua enough, you will link yourself and attach yourself to Joshua. And that's exactly what Deontay Wilder did. It was a good plan because Deontay Wilder couldn't do it by himself. He ain't did shit in the last 10 years, right? He ain't start buzzing until Joshua, though, right? Fury's claim to fame is Klitschko, right? Fury fucked up. Fury got over whatever, you know, had a mental breakdown, mental illness, yada, yada, yada. He got all that, right? Now, he got all that going for him. That's his claim to fame. Where's Deontay Wilder's claim to fame? Who did he beat? Think about it. He didn't beat any fucking body. You beat Luis Ortiz, the guy that he was avoided on certain levels, right? But his best opponent was Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings was beat by Klitschko. You know what I mean? So you just now decide to fight people that you should have been fighting years ago, but you didn't want to fight that same person because you claimed, I don't want to fight a drug cheat, right? But again, you got guys like Joshua fighting these guys right off the bat. 5 years older, younger than you, 5 years less of experience than you, but done 4 times as much as you have, or at least 3 times as much. You know, so therefore he's marketed well. He has endorsements. He's making that money. So how in the Hades can you base your value off him? Like all these fighters. And then since Deontay Wilder's done it, he set a trend. Now all these other fighters are like, nah, I think I want more money to take that fight. Look at Team Ortiz. These motherfuckers, his highest fight purse was $500,000. Now all of a sudden they want $7 million ain't enough. Right? They made up a number, $5 million. That's low ball. So now they're trying to follow that Deontay Wilder's method and thought it would work, and it didn't work. The shit didn't work for Team Ortiz because motherfuckers trying to be greedy when it comes to people that they know makes money. Everybody wants to ride the money train. Let me give you guys a good example. Who is the biggest cash cow in boxing? Who was? Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? We all admit that. Floyd made the most money that any boxer has made besides Canelo. I think Manny comes in third now since Canelo signed his deal, right? What was the fight purse of these fighters that fought Floyd? Floyd, the cash cow now. How much money did they get? Okay, how much money did Maidana get? 3 million per fight? 3, 4 million? He might have got 4 million, 4.2, 3. He might have got 8 million, right? That wasn't that long ago, people. What was that, fucking 13 through 14? Come on now, it's fucking 2019. That was 5 years ago. Money ain't deplenished that quickly. The money currency value hasn't changed that much. So that tells you that the highest paid boxer in history was giving his fighters $2-3 million, and $2 or $3 million was way more than those motherfuckers ever got. They were satisfied. They were comfortable with what they received. Why is it that the highest paid boxer in boxing history his offers to fighters, they're okay with those offers from Floyd, but these motherfuckers in the heavyweight division wants 2 or 3 times the amount of money that Floyd offered his fighters? And guess what? It wasn't about belts, people, with Floyd, right? Because Floyd was pound for pound. Floyd was the cash cow. Floyd was undefeated. Guess what? So is Anthony Joshua. And it don't have shit to do with his belts. It's a selling point, but it has everything to do with him and his brand. He didn't market himself like Floyd. He marketed himself like himself. You know, he didn't talk big shit like Wilder tries to emulate Floyd doing. He's the humble guy. He's that Floyd Patterson type fighter, right? That goes to school and in public speaks and shit. Talks words of encouragement. That's how he gets those endorsements. That's how he's able to do that. Now he does fight in the ring and knock motherfuckers out too. But that's how he makes that amount of money. But that's him, not Deontay Wilder, not Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's making his own money, so he's kind of excluded at this point. Not Luis Ortiz. Not Joseph fucking Parker. And Joseph Parker, he put up a fuss because he knew the value of that fight. But at a value to whom? Right? I know you're supposed to get more fighting Joshua than another fight, but come on, don't try to rob a motherfucker. They're trying to rob Joshua because Joshua makes that amount of money. How much money you think you're worth and how much based on what you've made before? That's the only way we can base that. Right? Like, unification fight. Okay, few more million. Wow, you got a belt. Okay? But like Deontay Wilder says, it ain't about the belts, baby. It ain't even about the belts no more. It was never about the belts. It was about you wanting to be higher in value than another fighter. So when they offer you something, you don't want that unless you're getting the same amount as that fighter. Point blank and fucking period. That's what that's about. So again, to finish this up, without Anthony Joshua, these fighters would not be making the amount of money or asking for the amount of money that they would ever for asking for Anthony Joshua. If he wasn't there, they would still be making crumbs, and those crumbs would be okay to them because that is what they are accustomed to making. That is my counterpunch on it. I know it was a little lengthy, but I had to get that out. It was by popular demand. Shout outs to the friends of the channel that, you know, wanted me to do a video on Anthony Joshua. But it's true. That's my take on it. You guys, please tell me what you think. Of course, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.